Hello again, Jennifer here, your favorite speech therapist that is helping you become an amazing caregiver. Today we are cracking the code on the vicious circle. So I'm sure everyone listening to this has heard of COPD, pneumonia, emphysema, and that really bad virus called COVID-19. Yeah, they are a few of the most common lung conditions that affect breathing. But what you may not know is that the way you breathe can have a huge impact on your quality of life. So think of breathing as your superpower, because believe it or not, it can impact almost every aspect of your body and your mind. Let's take a look at this graphic. It's called the vicious circle. At the top of the circle is when a person begins experiencing increasing breathlessness, which is medically known as dyspnea. This may feel a lot like hyperventilation, or a term known as air hunger. So remember what you learned in my last video about gas exchange and how you breathe oxygen in and you exhale carbon dioxide out? Well, when you get stuck in a chronic overbreathing pattern, your nervous system becomes overly sensitive to rises in carbon dioxide. And guess what? Overbreathing activates your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response. So you're going to begin to stress out. So do you want to know if you or a loved one are suffering or are stuck in an overbreathing pattern? I want you to try this with me. So we're going to inhale and exhale, and then we're going to see how long we can wait until we feel like we need to inhale again. As we do this, I'm going to show you an adorable little clip to pass the time. So without feeling panicked, I want to see if you can wait until the end of the clip before you need to breathe again. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. So, how'd you do? I'll be honest, that was a little hard for me. So that video clip was about 20 seconds long, which is the amount of time that you should be able to pause before needing another breath. Unless you're an elite athlete. We have any elite athletes watching? Any Olympic swimmers? If so, your number should be closer to double. That's what makes you so good at your sport. So that sensation you feel that tells you it's time to inhale comes from receptors in your brainstem that monitor carbon dioxide levels. And it signals to your brain when you need to breathe. If that sensation came up more quickly than the end of the clip, it means that you're overbreathing. Now, let's go back to the graphic. If we move around to the right, you see reduced activity. Since moving around increases your need for oxygen, and people who are beginning to lose oxygen will usually stop doing much of anything because it's going to trigger unpleasant symptoms. And let's be honest, most of us hate things that don't make us feel good. So this is also the part of the circle where people begin developing negative emotions. So then we continue to move around the circle to the bottom, social isolation. Yep, all of those issues with breathing, combined with sitting around all day, will ultimately lead you to never leaving the house. And since you're lounging around all day, your confidence and self-esteem go out the window, you become irritable, and you may even begin to feel nervous and worry incessantly about things that never used to bother you before. This isolation will also cause you to stop talking to other people. And wouldn't you know, not moving and not communicating are two of the worst things to do if you're trying to reduce your chance of developing dementia later on. But that's a whole other topic. Now, the last part of this circle, leading around to the left, is depression and anxiety. At this stage, your lifestyle behaviors are starting to lead to physical deconditioning. So your muscles are going to become weak, you may start to develop pain when moving around, and you're generally more dependent on others for things that maybe you used to do before, asking people to get this or do that for you. So as I'm sure you can imagine, this will also cause a person to put on a lot of extra weight, which never makes moving any easier. So now you're depressed and you're wondering how you ever got here in the first place. But unfortunately, it doesn't end there, because this graphic is not a dead-end road. It's a circle, and it continues on and on until you decide to break it. And that's where the beauty of learning how to breathe comes in. Once you learn how to breathe, you will be overwhelmed by how you are able to slow your breathing rate and reduce your shortness of breath. Click on the video at the top to learn 2 different breathing techniques right now. And if you're recovering from a lung infection such as pneumonia or COVID, or just need to increase your lung capacity and strength, check out the video at the bottom. Caregivers, y'all are awesome. Thanks for watching, and until next time, good luck cracking the code.